What's y'all's take on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Do y'all like the thing they do with the induction ceremonies and do y'all ever watch that stuff?
No, not really.
I've seen clips of it. I hear people talking about it, and I'm always interested to hear the nominees, but I don't really care about it the way some people do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's entertaining. Like it's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it can be.
It's like, do you think, I'm trying to think of somebody kind of odd that's gotten in.
Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know and the other thing is, like, they've let so many people in. Like, is it even, like, an honor anymore?
Yeah.
I see a lot of people complain about, like,
Yes.
certain, like, obvious bands not making it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, how is this person in there and this group's not? Like,
Yeah.
Right, and they kind of let all genres in, too.
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of hip-hop artists in there.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Which, I mean, I don't really care, but it's kind of weird.
for a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very odd.
Who was that guy you and I were amused by? Was it Steve Miller who was pissed off about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I think that's right.
Yeah. Look up a YouTube interview of him sometime. He's like on the red carpet of the Hall of Fame or something and just like shooting all over it.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. That makes me like Steve Miller a lot more than I expected.
Exactly.
Still not going to tolerate his music, but yeah, our album topic today is "Wasting Light" by Foo Fighters, and the driving force of that band, Dave Grohl, is almost like the Hall of Fame's like mascot or cheerleader. I mean, he seems like he is always involved in this in some way, and he's done the induction speech for a lot of people, and he's always like at the podium. He's like what Bob Hope used to be for the Oscars. He's just always there. And it's, I don't know, I guess maybe I just have I think of Dave Grohl as I still think of him as kind of a grungy person, with his Nirvana affiliations, the pelvic thrusts in the Tenacious D movie. Like he always struck me as a guy who didn't take himself or really music terribly seriously. So it was very strange to me that he's affiliated with that.
I feel like he has his hands in everything though. Like he's spread so wide.
Yes.
Yes. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about disliking Dave Grohl.
Me neither.
Right. He's kind of everywhere, and he'll perform on these shows, and he's on the Grammys, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And a very popular guy to like induct somebody. I'm trying to remember if I've seen somebody if I can remember him inducting somebody specific. Like, did he do Zeppelin or something?
I think he was tied to that somehow.
Yeah. That's always interesting, like who gets to or induct somebody.
Right.
I feel like sometimes they get kind of, what do you say?
Cheesy.
Yeah, well,
schmaltzy.
it's like you'll have like Kid Rock induct like Led Zeppelin or something like that.
Oh wow,
that's an extreme.
That
never happens.
That would be quite
like
the
welcome
twist.
In, guys.
Right.
Foo Fighters is in, right?
I don't know if they're eligible yet.
That's another thing, and we got to stop talking about Hall of Fame here in a sec. But like, I don't like, because like, I know with all the Sports Hall of Fame, it's like you're not eligible to like 5 years after you retire. Like that's one of the big criteria. And like for a band, like I don't know if y'all heard, Elton John is going on what is his last, I'm air quoting now, great podcasting move by Stefan, last tour, and I think this is like the 4th or 5th time that he's done a tour under this name, and so it's like, surely Sir Elton is in there, but it's like he's still going, and he's still busting out the hairpiece, and he's still tearing it up, he's still jamming down on Sign from Above. I mean, he's rolling, man. He's still active, and
I don't think you have to be retired.
Okay.
That would be impossible. Though.
Yeah. I was just say, I think Nine Inch Nails is in there.
It has to do with either when you formed or when your first album came out.
Okay.
And I don't really know when that cutoff is, but like I do remember people being like, "Oh, so and so's eligible now.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like
25 years.
early 90s or mid 90s. So Foo Fighters are probably close.
Yeah.
I want to say that their first album came out in like 96, 97.
Yeah, they've got to be very close then.
Yeah. And they'll probably get in because they're super popular.
96 is 25 years.
Everybody likes Dave Grohl, kind of.
Would you call Foo Fighters rock and roll?
I mean, yeah. It's a really broad category. Rock, hard rock, not really.
Is it alternative rock?
Maybe, yeah. I could see that.
It's just rock to me.
Yeah.
Like it just straight up rock.
Pretty mainstream
Yeah,
rock.
exactly. Like super digestible.
It's not rock and roll like. Why
I
can't
feel
I
like
think
rock
of
and
it?
roll kind of entails like a little blues.
Yes, it's not like the Rolling Stones
Yeah.
or something.
No.
It's got palm muting and kind of. It's more like the Cars or something. It's kind of like there's like a pop sensibility to it,
Yeah.
where it's like very focused on melody and songcraft. Not a lot of guitar solos or
Right.
anything like that.
Radio friendly.
Yeah, for sure.
This is please correct me if I'm wrong, but this is Wasting Light is supposed to be them kind of going back to a heavier sound than what's on some of their older albums.
I have no clue. Maybe so.
There's one song on here that definitely stood out. It did not sound like Foo Fighters at all to me, but we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, for the most part, my mom is a massive Dave Grohl fan.
Oh, yeah?
And she's familiar with this album. And
Really?
Yeah, and I was talking to her about that, and she said that that's what they were going for when they produced this one, and just I guess that was my mistake for asking somebody before listening to it first. But I didn't really get that. I thought like this sounds like this is what I've come to expect from Foo Fighters, and that's not in a disappointed sense, by the way. It's just like this is what I expect this band to sound like.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me.
Right.
Yeah.
Same.
Bridge Burning, we'll just jump right into
Yeah.
it. Like I was like, yep, that's
Yeah,
that's
I know.
Foo Fighters. That's them. I heard that that guitar
Classic
strum going.
Foo
I was
sound.
like, yep. And I was like, yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Did y'all like that one?
Yeah. It did.
Honestly, that's probably my favorite on the album.
Yeah.
Really?
And for me, it's all downhill from there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Bridge Burning.
Yeah.
What in particular?
What
in particular about the song?
I don't know. I like the long build-ups to the chorus. Yeah, I don't know. I like the chorus a lot too.
Fair enough.
I feel like everything on this is very straightforward.
Yes.
Very straightforward.
Yes.
And it started bothering me. Honestly, I hate to say that, but like I started getting to the point where it's like, okay, this is not interesting anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of predictable.
Yeah, not kinda. It was extremely
Yeah,
predictable.
fair.
I was on a plane, like I could barely make out a lot of the stuff, but I'm like, dude, this is just kind of the same thing over and over and over again.
Yes.
Which, not to spill my entire beans on my thoughts on the album, but
Hey.
yeah, I liked it as an opener.
Oh, I did too. It's
I thought it was a
fast. It
solid
gets
opener.
to it. It lets you know what you're in for.
Right.
It's a decent intro.
It was one of the better songs on the album, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard it before.
Yeah,
Which was
really?
I hadn't realized I heard a lot of these songs before listening to them. Foo Fighters is one of those bands there. You know more songs than you might think you
Exactly,
do. Like once
yeah.
you
It's like, damn, okay.
Spoiler for Rope. I was like, oh yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what this song
Yep.
is called.
Kind of like Rope.
Yeah.
That was like the radio song.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I remember when that song came out. This song always reminds me of Tucker.
Oh, yeah.
Of all people.
Yes.
Because I just remember being in, like, him and I were always mowing yards and stuff, and the song was on the radio, like, that entire summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nonstop.
Yeah. That
And we listened
Sweet
to-
Symphony.
Yeah. Exactly.
That was, yeah.
I know. You love that one.
I think Rope is kind of outside of the box for Foo Fighters
Yeah.
for some reason.
I do too.
Like
Yeah.
the intro is weird for them. That
Oh,
kind of delay guitars. Yeah. And it's the most like unconventional of the songs on here. I think.
Agreed.
You can't totally predict it.
I wonder if that's why it was probably the most successful song on the album.
Yeah,
Could be.
the last one was too.
Walk.
I heard that a lot.
Yeah. I think I did too.
Oh yeah, I put another one on the radio hits.
Yeah.
That's my note.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's appropriate sub.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I like Rope a lot.
I think maybe the most boring song was Dear Rosemary.
Boy, that.
That was the start of the decline for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It just.
I put it was straightforward, and
Yeah.
for me to say it was straightforward on a straightforward album.
Yeah. Not much to say on that
No,
one.
didn't do much.
This is about Girl's daughter, right?
You know, I didn't really pay that much attention.
Oh damn.
Is it?
I don't know. I just
Yeah,
I
I don't
feel
either.
there is a
I couldn't hear on the plane.
oh shit.
I know. I feel like I needed to go back and listen to everything again.
You've
but-
been listening to lots of albums on planes.
Our
lately.
co-host has been
Yeah.
out of state for a few days, so be patient with him.
Yes.
Yeah, moving right along.
Is this the one that
yes,
you were
I
going to
was
say was
like,
out of?
White Limo was shocking to hear.
Abrasive.
Yes,
is what I
yes.
say.
No, I mean you feel free to combat this, but this was like this is metal compared to what this band usually does.
Sure.
Or just
the,
loud.
The megaphone,
Mhm.
the vocals are just so abrasive.
Yeah.
Like so abrasive.
Yep. Just a real thrash track and just
But even then, it was abrasive.
yeah.
Like I feel like I like some pretty abrasive vocals,
Sure.
and this was too much for me.
Yeah.
I don't remember thinking that the vocals were that crazy, but I could just be.
Could have been the engine noise from the
Yeah,
airplane.
right.
I don't know, but I
You
was
could
like, golly,
Benefit of the
dude.
doubt on your
confuse it
part.
with the yeah.
I did make out some lead going back and forth between channels kind of towards the end.
Yeah.
I must have listened to this one in the car because I didn't.
Also affected by engine noise.
Yeah.
I listened to this one with headphones, and I picked up on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about Arlandria?
I'm confused by this song.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there's like there's a lot of weird. There's like an allusion to the Rain Go Away lullaby song.
Oh, yeah.
There's like I don't. It's really. It's like melancholy, but like I found that it's like I think Arlandria is like the name of Dave Grohl's like the neighborhood in Virginia where he grew up. So
Okay.
I don't know if it's supposed to be kind of this like warm nostalgic feel. It kind of it left me a little hollow on this one, and I was just confused by it, especially coming after White Limo. This was such a just an about face in terms of tone. I was kind of thrown.
Pump the brakes.
Yes, absolutely.
I used y'all's phrase. Did move the needle.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Take it or leave it.
That's
Same here.
this is why
it
when
made me feel nothing.
Yep. When I start in on the inspiration for these songs, you just rest assured that that's the one that I'm like, okay, I'm looking for something to say.
Right. How about These Days?
Definitely heard this one before
Yep.
too. This one definitely got itself some radio air time.
I had not heard it, but I thought it was one of the stronger songs on the album.
Oh yeah. I like the pre-chorus a lot.
Yeah. There was like a stretch in the middle here where I was like, okay, these are almost like better songs than the, first half or first third of the album.
Took the album a while to get going.
Yeah, it's
Right.
kind of a weird choice to.
Right. I feel like this song had a lot of like Grohl moments too. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
I think he said this is his favorite song that he's ever
Really?
written. Yeah.
that he's ever written.
That he has
Gosh.
ever written. I don't
I'm
know
gonna
if that
have to
means
go re-listen to it.
I don't know if that
Yeah.
just means Foo Fighters, but he said
Holy moly!
he said it's his fave.
Yeah.
That's what Dave's saying.
Yeah, I just feel like it's quintessential Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Big time.
How about Back and Forth?
Kind of put that in a similar category. It was like, it's got.
This had a more poppy sound.
Yes.
I liked everything but the chorus.
Yeah.
I don't really remember the chorus, to be honest.
I don't either, but that's what I
No,
noted.
it doesn't. No, like the guitar downshifts. It get.
Drops a gear.
Yeah.
Not to distract, but have y'all ever seen the Foo Fighters live?
No.
Or Foo Fighters?
Yeah. Are you supposed to?
Dude.
You supposed to drop the article? Just say Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters. Have you heard the Christopher Walken announcing them on SNL?
Is that him?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Foo Fighters.
Yes. Yeah, it puts the emphasis on fighters.
Fighters. That's awesome.
He was expecting that and he
Yes,
jumped it, and
He
it
did.
kind of left him hanging.
he did.
He needed something to emphasize.
Dude, I don't know why I can't remember, but I feel like I saw him at ACL once,
Yeah,
but I don't recall.
that's maybe,
That's a bad sign.
I know.
And, you know,
It was around the time that, didn't he break his leg or something?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Back in 15, 16,
No, I
maybe?
don't know
I think
when,
that's
but
when. If I saw him, that's when it was.
But yeah, I remember the story, like, you know, he came back out and, like, finished the show and
Right.
stuff. I mean, I think a lot of their big fans love to see them live a lot.
Oh, yeah.
They talk about how awesome the show is.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that's probably what Grohl and those guys, like, live for.
Mm-hmm. The live shows.
Playing.
Yeah. I could see that too.
Gotta be.
For
Yeah,
sure.
maybe the studio stuff is kind of a secondary.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all this stuff would probably be fun live.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Well, most of it, not all of it.
Yeah, I can't see the Rosemary song.
No,
being
the
too
more
much of
upbeat stuff.
Yeah.
Dear Rosemary being kind of a
They've
comeback.
got a big enough catalog to pull from.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's
I would say A Matter of Time, to me, was the most interesting song.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like Matter of Time.
There's a lot going on, I thought.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I liked it relative to the others.
Yeah,
You know, there wasn't really a song in here where I was just like, man, I gotta go listen to that again.
Same. Right.
It was, yeah.
What'd you find interesting about it? Just structure, or
There was a lot going on with the guitars, like between the two channels, from what I could hear.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounded like that was going on. Could be
Right.
wrong. I'd have to go re-listen to it. But that's what I noted.
Yeah.
I thought the volume fluctuations were going to give way to something crazy. I
Oh,
think I
yeah.
was in Radiohead mode a little bit listening to this. I had just gone back through OK Computer, which is
Yeah.
probably a mistake on my part.
Yeah.
Different vibe, different
Yeah.
kind of band, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought this is a solid song. It sounded like them for sure.
Right.
Playing into form.
How about Miss the Misery?
Yeah, didn't do much for
That's
me.
exactly what I said.
I thought the chorus really left me hanging. I
Yeah.
almost fell
Didn't
asleep
move me
during
one
that.
way or the other.
I
Nor did I should have known.
yeah.
Strings at the end?
And at the beginning, right?
Maybe
There was that
so.
weird ringing sound going on at the start. And
Mhm.
I was wondering what that was.
I don't know if I remember that.
It was
And then the closer, Walk.
Yeah.
Another radio hit.
Yep.
Decent send-off, but
Yeah.
still didn't do much for me.
I
I felt like I was like skiing down a mountain running. Like imagine like coming down a mountain and it had like a green that like looped over the black course.
oh yeah.
I felt like this was this album. Like I'd be going downhill and then I'd hit a flat spot. But okay. And then I'd go down again, flat, and it just kept going down and down and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird analogy.
What
You know?
I can't believe I haven't asked y'all this before. What do y'all prefer in the closer for an album? Really, regardless of genre, because I feel like for me, when we talk
slow
about
or
we
just-
talk about like strong finishes, I feel
Yeah.
like a strong finish has got to stand out.
Yeah.
And I feel like with this one, I didn't consider that. I mean, this is a solid song, don't get me
Right.
wrong, but it's just like it kind of blended in to what was coming before, and so I kind of marked it down for that.
Yeah.
So I feel like
I agree.
even if a song like we just brought up Radiohead, like the first time going through OK Computer, like I didn't like that song at the very end of that album. It was like, but it kind of stayed with me because it was such a curveball and it was so different.
What's the name
And
of that song?
Yeah. Oh, is it The Tourist?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's the fact that it stays with you. The song stays on your mind. The album stays on your mind.
Yeah.
The band stays on your mind. I feel like
I see that
that's
song talked about a lot too.
Yeah.
Like on those Radiohead groups.
Yeah.
of course
Yeah.
gotta be.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder though with albums like this, like if it's just a conglomerate of songs, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's not like okay, we're gonna write this album. Here's
Yeah.
the start.
Yeah.
Here's the finish.
Yeah, it
It's
definitely
like
didn't have that feel.
No.
here's a collection of ideas that seem like they fit together. Let's just put them together.
Yeah.
Right.
Like maybe it's not necessarily a closer. You know,
Yeah.
it's just another song on the album.
for their 7th album, yeah, they probably weren't thinking that. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Some bands would. But,
Yeah. True.
yeah, Walk to me, it's very mainstream sounding. Like it sounds like a very conventional song. I don't mind it. Like I remember
Same.
hearing it on the radio and being like,
It's fine.
it's kind of an
Decent
interesting
send-off,
like
yeah.
melody and progression in that intro, and you know, it just kind of becomes kind of a Foo Fighters
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah. And
Right.
that is still good.
Sure.
It's just yeah.
Can be. Yeah. It reminds me of working out, like at school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Because,
lot
like-
of like those kind of mainstream Foo songs were
Yeah.
on some of those playlists
Yeah.
or
Yep.
CDs, I guess.
A lot of them were kind of motivational and
Like-
upbeat.
Times like these.
Oh
and,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
times like
My
this,
Hero or
these.
something
Yeah,
like
My
that.
Everlong.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of another one that was like real. The Pretender.
Oh, that's
Damn.
right.
Yeah.
That whole album.
Yeah,
I think someone just played that entire CD.
yeah, probably. Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah.
Yeah.
When we were
I mean, what's not like a radio hit for them?
Oh, I don't
For
know.
Foo Fighters.
I like Monkey Wrench. That's early, but I
That's
think
that's pretty radio friendly, isn't
it
it?
is. But it's like I wouldn't consider that like a.
Yeah, I didn't know it until Guitar Hero, but
Yeah.
I don't know when that came out.
Is White Limo radio friendly?
No,
Yeah.
it's not friendly. Period.
It's a mean song. For sure. Nasty sound.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've never been a big Foo Fighters fan, really. Like, they have a few early songs that are good, but I thought they were a little bit overblown.
Yeah.
I like Dave Grohl. He seems
I do
like a
too.
cool guy.
I'm gonna give it a 6, maybe a 5.5.
Yeah,
Just because it's like I could listen to it,
right.
I could take it or leave it, and I do like Rope, so that's gonna push it over the
Yeah.
halfway point for me.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna give it a 6. I'll go 6.
Yeah, I didn't dislike hardly any of these songs. Dear Rosemary was a little
Right.
disappointing and flat, but
Right.
for the most part, I was fine with it. And White Limo, I thought was a fun surprise. I'm fine give this 6. I don't know if I'd recommend it though.
I don't think I would.
Yeah. If you're getting into Foo Fighters, I might recommend something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, go with
I would say the one that's got
the color and the shape.
Yeah.
Monkey
There you go.
Wrench?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
something earlier.
Yeah.
Got
Definitely.
Everlong, Monkey Wrench.
Yeah.
I've got their stuff pulled up now.
Yeah.
First one's kind of cool too.
When was that album, by the way? You had it pegged
Is
for
it 96?
90s?
95.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very shortly after Nirvana.
And this was what, 2011?
Yes.
Yes.
Jeez.
Damn, that's a
Wow.
long time.
Yeah, it is a
it's
long
weird to
time.
think that the Foo Fighters have been going for like over 20 years.
And they had a
Yeah.
pretty solid lineup, or are they like Guns N' Roses? They've had like 1 million people in it.
I don't know.
I want to say, well, I think the first album at least was all done by Dave Grohl. Like, he played everything on it.
Mm.
I want to say that's the case. And he just wanted to slap a name on it so it wasn't like
A
hey,
solo album.
yeah, and like, hey, here's Dave Grohl from Nirvana. Like, they were just coming off their
Right.
huge fame. I don't know if he did that on the next one, but I think fairly early in the Foo Fighters career, they got that drummer Taylor Hawkins.
I was going to say that's the one name that I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, voice crack.
and I know I actually know the names of a lot of those guys for some reason. There's a guy named Pat Smear.
Yeah, the bassist, right? Or one of the guitarists.
Either a rhythm guitarist or a bassist, and there's a guy named Chris Shiflett who's a guitar player.
It sounds familiar.
He has like a signature Telecaster.
Pat Smear is definitely the one I know.
Yeah, yeah. He stands out for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 6s.
I'd give it a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of forgettable for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
agree.
Just not what I'm looking for these days.
That's fair.
That is very fair. Well, if you're still with us, thanks so much for stopping by. We are 3 different ones, and we'll see you next time.